So my name is DeAnn Cota.
My name is Isabel Esparza,
So I'm like an exchange student.
and I'm a sophomore at TXST.
I'm originally from Ecuador, and I mean, except for like what people tell me about Ecuador, like I literally don't remember anything.
In regards to people who think, the term's illegal and like terms of that nature, what they think, I think it's just, I can't really get into the mind of that. As a child of an immigrant and, parents who were raised in Mexico, it's really hard for me to put myself in that mindset.
My parents also, they were undocumented and now they have status, but like for the longest, like just like certain things, like them working, like they couldn't like do certain jobs, or like there was like complications with that.
I think there's just like a lot of stigma that, they came here and it was super easy and now they're just like living off of like whatever, of just like of other people's work, and that's not true. The immigrant slash undocumented immigrant community is like one of the strongest hardworking communities in the United States.
I've had friends that told me that like they've had like family members get deported for like literally like because they were like racially profiled and they like they thought that they might be undocumented. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like it's a lot more scary here. But if someone that like was born here like can stand up for that like DACA recipient that might be like scared of like what might happen if they do, like I feel like that like would mean a lot for them, you know?
Probably not. Be like chilling somewhere out there, but alright, yeah.
If undocumented or immigrant students were not here, is that there'd be less diversity, there'd be less voices heard, there'd be just less of an intersectionality within Texas State student body, and I think that would take away from the experience of growing as people and just really learning from other people in like other walks of life through their experiences, and yeah, I think that's how it would change. There's also the counseling center. There are support groups for undocumented immigrant communities there.
Well, I've been like going to counseling because like I just couldn't like do it on my own, and so I am thankful for the resources that have been available, like just the fact that there's like counseling center that I could be like, hey, I'm like freaking out, like I don't know how to control myself.
There's also the Underrepresented Student Advisory Council room that's in a room in LBJ, and if the undocumented or immigrant community needs more support or just wants a place to go, that is a place in LBJ, and that they can find comfort. People who do feel comfortable speaking out should speak out, because this is a democracy at the end of the day, and the people do have the power to make the change if they want to.
Well, some DACA recipients they kind of just stay quiet about it because they're like scared, and that makes complete sense. But I think that if someone with DACA like opens up about that kind of stuff, I think it's a big deal to kind of just try to be there for them and like they try to be like understanding and like motivating and like just like emotional support, I would say.
It's heartbreaking, you have your friends, you have your loved ones whose futures are essentially in total ambiguity, in like a state of like just limbo essentially, because they don't know what's going to happen. Like their lives are literally in the hands of people who don't know their stories and people who don't know their lives.
Like, imagine, like, waking up one day and it's just like, oh, well, like, now you can't do everything that you used to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't even imagine, like, what my life will be like once, like, DACA is removed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was, like, it's just so crazy to think that, like, one day I might get deported. Like, that's just, like, I never thought I would be living in a time where I'm like, oh, I'm at risk now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm kind of meant to be here for a reason. Like, I don't know. I'm studying art, but I've been making a lot of like political art pieces, and I feel like this is the place where people need it. Like, I just recently had it was like an art auction, a fundraising for DACA recipients that needed money for their fees, and I had one of my paintings there, and it was basically like a self-portrait of me, and these things that people had said to me, but like I've only heard these things like when I came here to Texas. Like, my ex's mom told me that like I should like leave the country, I don't belong here, I'm still like, I'm just like all these things, and I had never heard that in New York. So I was just like, whoa, like I've never been like hurt because of my status. This is the first time. And then like, so I was showing this painting, and then somebody came up to me, they were like, wow, like I'm not undocumented, but people have told me this just because of my skin color. And like he was just like, this is necessary. And so like I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like art is healing, so like I feel like people need that here.